Hey SP, hi Lisa. Stop with descriptions. People like us who are watching need prescriptions, not descriptions. Sure, non-duality sounds great. Congratulations. How the heck does that help me? Hey SP, thank you for your question. I am to stop with descriptions. So that's interesting. Like if we were in a one-to-one session and you said this to me, I'm not going to do it with you now because firstly, you're just words on the screen and we can't really interact. And then secondly, I don't want to get too personal with you because it's on the internet and I don't want to expose you on the internet. So I know that's not your real name. So SP, you say stop descriptions. People like us who are watching need prescriptions, not descriptions. So if we were in a one-to-one session, I would ask you to look at how that's making you feel, because that's the interesting part. Like, so what it sounds like is, it sounds like, from my perspective, that you feel victimized by me in some way. And then through being victimized, you're saying to me, stop doing that, Lisa. Like you're trying to be firm to say, you're hurting me, stop doing that. Which is interesting because I'm just giving a talk. And you apparently can choose to listen to the talk or not listen to the talk. So to listen to the talk and then feel victimized by it is really interesting. So if we're in a one-to-one session, I would just guide you into how that makes you feel. Because I would assume that there is something in this that makes you feel victimized, and then there is seeking on top of that. There is an unconsciousness of it. Like, so it's not registered. Like, so there's something that's happening that's not necessarily seeking, it's just karma. And then there is not registering it, and then there is seeking. So then there is a belief, an energy, which could be really strong. Like sometimes I get people so angry with me, an energy that is seeking to change the outside world because there is a belief that it's taking away your freedom in some way. So I would explore that, and it could be all types of things at the base of it. Like, so there could be, it could be that as a child you felt very crippled by your parents. So you didn't find your parents helpful to you, but you found them crippling. Maybe you found that they were too overbearing, or they pushed their will onto you, or they pushed their ideas onto you. So there could be this. There could also be the opposite to that. Like maybe your parents showered you with love and gave you too much control, too much independence, too much freedom. And through that, there became like a superiority, that I'm better, I know better than others. And there came like this annoyance towards other people, or this superiority towards other people, and other people angered you because you felt like you had the right to speak, you have the right to the ideas. So it could be, so that's something that you discover in the body. And that's a habit, that's a condition, like I was speaking at the beginning of the talk, that's arising. That's happening as conditioning from the past, and that doesn't necessarily ever have to change. But then what happens is you are unconscious of that. You don't necessarily even have to be conscious of it, but you're unconscious of that, and then there's a seeking energy that's coming out of that, which believes that freedom is found in controlling me, or stopping me, or changing me, the speaker. Because it's quite strong what you wrote. You wrote, I have to get my sun hat out. You wrote, stop with the descriptions. I can't read it because of this light. I can't. Stop with descriptions. People like us who are watching need prescriptions, not descriptions. Sure, non-duality sounds great. Congratulations. How the heck does that help me? So you can see it's quite emotive for you. Like to you, maybe it really feels like I'm wrong and that I'm hurting you in some way. But I would just encourage a questioning to happen. Whether that questioning happens is down to God's will. Maybe you'll hear me and you'll think, she's an idiot. That school was right. But maybe there will be a questioning, and maybe later today there will be a looking at that, or later next week. You've written more, so let's see what you say. You got it all wrong, Lisa, but that's the downside of chatting. Nuisance matter. The point is that it is all just seeking that goes nowhere, that's all. Okay. And that's your opinion, and that's really welcome, your opinion. But it doesn't sound like you really want me to answer to you or speak with you. It sounds like you feel like you need to correct me, which is totally valid if that's how you feel. But it doesn't mean I have to take that on board. So maybe now it's better I move on. But I appreciate you. Okay. And so I appreciate you, SP, and you're so welcome to think and feel anything you do. It's really valid, your thoughts and your feelings. I wasn't on a warpath, but reading my question in a chat made it sound like it was. The frustrating part is I was kind of referring to was my seeking, not your teaching or talks. My seeking for non-duality left me depleted of energy and frustrated as it just goes nowhere. Hearing you talk of non-duality, I can understand and even agree intellectually, but since I cannot experience it, it ends in my frustration. Only because you're not conscious of what your frustration is. Like, so you're seeking, you're looking out, like, what can I get, what can I get, what can I get? And you're not going in. Like, what is that frustration? Where does it come from? Like, explore that, go the other way. See the stories that are underneath the frustration, the victimization, the identification with I'm not getting anywhere. Who isn't getting anywhere? Danke, SP.